Bacon!
Bacon!
Some people love it, some people hate it, some people can't eat it. But it's one of the most versatile foods out there, and nearly everyone has a little bit in their freezer. So I'm going to teach you a couple of different ways of cooking with it. If you like this video and would like some more, please comment down below because I will make some more for you guys and eat it in front of you. Bacon! I mean, this isn't a bacon video without teaching you the basics, which is just a bacon sandwich, which you get 2 nice pieces of bread. I'm a little bit of a bread snob. This is sourdough. Yeah, chuck some butter on, as thick as you like or as thin as you like. And you can chuck some cheese on, but whoop-de-doo, it's up to you. But damn. And then the bacon we had pre-prepared earlier, slap it on. Probably a bit nicer than that. Boom. And a nice, there we go. Nice bacon sandwich. Cheese welcome. Da-da! Easy. Now on to the actual real recipes. Besides the bacon sandwich, this one is the next easiest. It's bacon wrapped halloumi, which is delightful. You need streaky bacon of whatever brand. This is just the only one I could quickly find. It was on special because we go for a bargain here. Halloumi, because I ate a lot of halloumi, it can be frozen. So if you buy a lot of halloumi on one of these, it can be frozen. You need thyme, pepper, and paprika. Giving you exact ingredients is a little harder on this one because you can make as much as you want, as little as you want. It's kind of a similar premise the whole time. Let me show you how to make that. I'm going to preheat the oven to 170 fan forced, just because you don't want to overheat it and do it too quickly because then nothing will cook and then you'll end up with ridiculousness. I've already pre-oiled and covered a pan. I'm using just paper because that's all you need. You don't need aluminium foil. And now I'm going to carefully do this because when cutting open these, they explode. So I'm going to do that off the screen. Now with the halloumi, because it's so big, I'm just going to cut it in half to make this a little bit easier to deal with. You want it in sticks, so this is probably a little bit too long, but that's fine. You want it into nice squares. I'll show you about the same size that you need. So like these, you need a nice chunky piece like this. It's a bit more than a snack. If you go a bit smaller, you can probably have a snack piece, but this is more like you're having a bit of a meal of cheese. Once you cut those, you're gonna put about a teaspoon of paprika into the bowl. About the same, it's all equal, of pepper and some thyme. We all need a little bit of thyme in our life. Then mix it around. Now, with each of them, you're gonna drop it in and rub it around on it. Don't make sure you don't like it too thick in areas, because then it'll be too pungent, I guess, the best way to say with it. And once you've covered them all, you can put them to the side. So I've gotten the bacon out and I've flavored, I guess the best way to say it was all the halloumi. I haven't added any salt to any of this because bacon's already salty, halloumi's already salty. You can salt it afterwards, after you've cooked it, because you don't want to do that now. So this actually bacon is perfect. It's nice and thick, nice and long. It's pretty easy. Slap it in, roll it. And if you have a toothpick, you can shove a toothpick through, but put that in and then rest. And then do it to all the rest. So these are all wrapped. I'm going to put a little bit more extra paprika on top, but I'm going to close this off just to give it a bit more glazing. Right, that way around. A little bit more on top, because paprika adds some depth to it. Not so much pepper, because pepper just adds like a bit of a spice that we don't want. Now we're just going to chuck these in the oven until they're golden brown. So let me come down here with you. This is the actual second easiest recipe out of this whole thing. You need puff pastry, which I always suggest having some in the freezer at any point because they're just easy to grab out and make stuff with. 5 eggs, about half a cup of cooked bacon, so it'll be diced. We'll do that in a moment. We've got some thyme, paprika, pepper, salt, and sumac, which is my savior for a lot of meals because it has like a lemony kind of nice taste. I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of cheese and probably 1 or 2 of these spring onions cut up. This will probably make about 9 little cupcakes, egg cupcakes. It depends how big your cupcake pans are, because you can make 6 depending how big it is. Think of it as like 1 egg per cupcake pan, but with this, because they're smaller, it'll spread across 9. So I've already pre-oiled this one. I know it's a silicone thing, so it should come out automatically, but I always just chuck it a little bit extra just in case. I'm now gonna cut this. I've started a little bit over here. So how I do it is measure it up towards the cupcake pans and go down it. So I slice down it each time and it should stretch out, and then we go sideways again. So it should be about this and this. They should stretch out for what you need them for. So I just work with them gently because they will rip. So you've got to be a little careful. The more you work with it, the more it'll get malleable. I find that when you like rush it, you do end up ripping the pastry and it ends up being everywhere. And these should be nice little cupcake sized. Perfect. See, this one's a little harder. So I'm going to do that to all of them until they're all filled, at least up to there. So I've just filled all of them out just in case, because we don't know at the moment, because these are a lot smaller than what I'd usually use. Just put them to the side. We're going to cut up about, I think it works out to be a full cup to make half a cup of cooked bacon. So we're going to dice that right now. So I've got quite a lot here because I'm doing all the bacon at once. This is, I think, called budget bacon. I think that's about as much as we need. Whatever bacon I don't use, you can go in the freezer unless you've already defrosted it. Then you can just cook it and eat it yourself. Put that out of the way. A lot of people don't cook their bacon before they put it in like quiches or like little pies like this. I disapprove. That's personal preference. I think it doesn't taste as good when it's like that. So all the bacon's cut. I've chucked a little bit in so far. I'm just going to chuck it into the pan, heat it up, get it nice and crispy, and then let it cool down, and then put it in the eggs. Hopefully the sound of the bacon cooking in the background is not too loud. So we're just going to cut off the ends of those, move them to the side. I'm going to cut off some of those ends because it's just too much. And we're going to slice as thinly as possible without being non-existent. So we've got the half cup of bacon sitting here. That's actually a fourth cup. We'll add more in a sec. I do have extra bacon cooking because I made enough for the next recipe as well. Wow. Depends. So we're going to crack all 5 eggs straight into. These are fresh, so I know I don't have to check them. I'm trying to make sure that I don't get any eggshells in it. So I'll remind you that the spring onion is in there right now. I like to make sure that it is all blended in before I add any spices, just to put some air into it. Okay, so we'll need, I don't have proper spoons with me, so about a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of paprika. If everyone hasn't realized by now, I love paprika. I think it is amazing. A little bit of thyme, because everyone needs thyme. Oop, a little too much thyme. Put some thyme back. Some sumac. I love sumac. I feel like it's not utilized enough in meals. Whoop. And then salt to taste, always, but about that much. So that's about a half teaspoon. I'm gonna mix that in again before I put in the bacon or the cheese. So put that much bacon in for now, and I'll grab some more bacon in a second. But maybe a little bit more. So that's 1/4, probably about 1/3. If you add a little bit more in. Anyway, we're mixing the bacon in. And we're going to chuck in about a teaspoon about a teaspoon or a pinch of cheese. You can, if you want, with these, put a little bit of cheese on the bottom of each of them. So you have like a little bit of like deliciousness on the bottom. It also helps the bottom stick together a little bit more. So let's do it to a few of them. Because you don't want to fill them up too much. And we mix it all together. And now, save myself time, you can start pouring it in with the cup that you just used. So I'm going to honestly, these are messy, but they are fine. You can clean them up when they're in the oven. I'm going to chuck them in the oven at 175, and then turn it down after probably like 5 minutes to about probably 140 until they're golden brown. Just make sure they're all cooked through. They'll generally stop jiggling as much when they cook through. It's been about 30 minutes to 40 minutes in the oven for these. I've just taken them out now while we're chucking other stuff in the oven, but these look amazing. Great for keto. Now to the piece de resistance, my potato gratin. It's very, very simple and very, very, very simple. I don't like making things too technical. I like making things quick and easy so you can put it together really, really, really quickly and get it done in a really, really quick way. Let's go. So with my ingredients, they will make enough to fill up these. If you have something the similar size but not with the bracketing, you'll probably need 2 more potatoes, but that's fine. I've got 1 carrot, 4 potatoes, 1 huge, 3 onions, some cream, so you need about this much cream. This is in the ingredients below. 300 mils, some cheese, and the whole purpose of this video is this lovely bacon. We got some parsley, salt, and pepper. So it's pretty easy and simple ingredients, and easy, really easy to put together. So in a small bowl, or whatever bowl size cream you have, pour all of it into it, because you're gonna mix all of the flavorings into one bowl. So you need about a teaspoon of pepper, 1 of salt, then about the same for the parsley. Parsley just adds depth, so it's not just all the same flavor. And a little bit of color. So I'm gonna cut the onions, but differently this time than I usually do. So I'm gonna cut both ends off. Get the skin off. You need to get skin off because you don't want that, because it's juicy and delicious and nutritious. That's fine, whatever. And I'm gonna keep it whole and cut it down. You want it thinly, but not so thinly that it disappears, but you don't want it so thick that you'll have to chunks. So you're gonna cut the potatoes about the same width you did for the onions, and then keep it consistent. You're also gonna do that with the carrot. That's about, because it's gonna cook in the oven. Okay, how to put them together is, I'm gonna put a little bit of cheese on the base of it, like always, just to help it stick together, but also nice cheesy surprise in the bottom. Now, this is where it's gonna be a little tricky because these are a little thinner than the potatoes are, see? So I'm gonna be a bit cheeky and cut them down to size. And then go potato, carrot, potato, cut it down again. A little bit of bacon. Carrot, and so forth until they're all filled. So now they're all full, I've cut a little bit off the top to make it more even. I'm going to fill in some of the gaps with the potato cut-offs you've done while trying to make it fit perfectly. So there should be either a lot or plenty depending on what size pan you're using. And now I'm going to pour in, gently, the cream. I think I may use a spoon for this one because it's just a little more. I'm going to make sure it goes through the middle and in the cracks. And just do that to every single one until they're all completely covered. And once you've done that, you're going to cover them in cheese and then put it in the oven for, I think it's roughly about 30 to 45 minutes. Depends how hot your oven gets or how it cooks. So you're like, I've put enough cream in it that it has sunk in. I'm also tapping it down as I was putting it in. We're going to chuck on some cheese on top of every single one. So a nice dose of it. Everyone likes a little bit of cheese. I mean, if you're using lactose-free cheese, maybe put that on a bit later, because it does not melt properly. Now I'm going to put that in the oven for, as I said, 30 to 45, maybe an hour depending on your oven. And there we have it. The egg cups, which are pretty much quiches, the bacon wrapped halloumi, and the potato gratin with bacon pieces and carrot. Took me a while, but I got there. So that took me a while, but as I showed you before, we have the potato gratin, the bacon wrapped halloumi, which I'm trying my best not to eat, and the egg coops. That's 3 different bacon things. If you want to see more some bacon recipes, please comment down below and I'll put some more on my website. Thanks guys for watching. Like, subscribe, and follow and all that stuff on all my social media. It's always appreciated. Not necessary, but always appreciated. Thank you. Bye.